Hi, I'm Rob Morris and I'm going to make my Roquefort salad with fresh chicory, some walnuts, some pears and a few other bits and pieces as well. Absolutely delicious, and this is how we make it. So the first thing we need to do is make our crouton, okay? So I've got a little petit pan bread there. You can use French stick, and we're going to slice them really thinly. Nice and thin. So let's just slice all this up. Right, so that's all beautifully sliced, I must say myself. What I'm going to do, just pop it onto a tray, just a non-stick tray. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of olive oil and just a little drizzle all over the bread. And then we just want to add a touch of salt and a touch of pepper. And a nice twisting of pepper. Pop it in the oven, just until they're nice and golden and crisp, and that's it, okay? And let them go cold. So, what we're going to do now is actually make the salad dressing. So we take a bowl, wooden spoon, Roquefort cheese, amazing cheese, really just, oh, bags of flavour to it. It's not as strong as Stilton, you know, I much prefer using this because it's creamier. We want about 50 grams, and what we want to do with the back of the spoon is just press it a little bit, just to break it down and make it almost like a paste. Just takes a couple of minutes, that's all, nice and easy. Right. Next ingredient is creme fraiche. So it's quite sharp creme fraiche, you know, it's got a bit of acidity to it. Absolutely brilliant for a salad dressing. So just want a couple of spoonfuls of the creme fraiche. And then mix that into the Roquefort cheese. I'm just going to add a couple more ingredients. The next ingredient is just to make it a little bit sharper. Is just a little bit of cider vinegar. You want about a teaspoon, that's all, okay? So it's a teaspoon of vinegar. I've got some extra virgin olive oil. So just stir that in. It just thins it out a little bit. What I'm gonna do, a little trick, get a tea towel, pop it on your board, like so. So now, as I stir, the bowl doesn't go anywhere, and I'm just gonna incorporate some oil. You need to do it as a nice little trickle like that, just so it has time to incorporate into the dressing. That should do us on the oil. So it's probably about a tablespoon of oil there. Another little ingredient, just because I want to thin it down and also stabilize it, a little spoonful of warm water. Give that a little mix up, and this is what we've got so far. Beautiful creamy dressing. Now, one last ingredient, a little twist of pepper. I'm not going to put salt in because the Roquefort can be quite salty. So a little twist of pepper, and then just for colour, a little bit of chopped parsley. Dessert spoonful there of chopped parsley. Just incorporate that. And that is dressing made. Pop that into the fridge, but bring it to room temperature just before you're ready to dress your salad. Croutons are ready. I'm going to let them cool down whilst we get on with making the actual salad. So we've made the dressing, that's here in the bowl, absolutely delicious. Croutons are out of the oven, lovely and crispy, and have gone cold. So I've got this wonderful big platter. This is like a sharing starter. So enough to feed 2 or 4 people, you know, and you can all just tuck in off the one plate. I love eating like that, you know, just plonk it in the center of the table. So chicory, okay, this is what I'm using as my salad leaf. What you do, just take the leaves, just separate them off. Celery. And I've got this wonderful celery with all these little celery leaves on. I'm going to use those in the salad because there's flavour in those leaves. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them off to begin with, because what I want to do with the celery is peel and just peel back, and that's all the stringy bit. You don't want to eat that, so just do that again. Here. There we go. So we don't need this bit, that's stringy, so we'll get rid of that as well. So all we want to do is just roughly chop it. And then just pick them up and let them just cascade through your fingers all over the salad. There we go, excellent. Right, so the actual leaves, I want to use those as well. So just pick the leaves off. If you buy celery that doesn't have any leaves on, then you can't put any on. But I did, and I can. Scatter a few over. Next ingredient is a pear. It's all about the presentation, you know, these are really beautiful soft green colours. So we just need to peel, core, and then just chop roughly your pear. Just, again, pick them all up and just casually move them around the salad. Yeah, just there's little bits of pear all over the place. And again, what I'd like to do is try and sort of build it a little bit higher in the middle. You know, a bit of theatre there. Some green grapes. And it's all we're going to do with these is just slice them in half. And then again, just casually, just let them fall out of your hands, move them around the salad, just so they're not all in one place. You know, you want like an even distribution all around the salad. Here I've got a little bit of chopped parsley, little sprinkling, and what we want to do is just drizzle the dressing over it, okay? This is what I call eating. You know, just amazing. You know, you can all sort of tuck in and just share such amazing food. Okay, so the next thing I want to put on there, just a few walnuts. Just the odd one, here and there. And then we have our crouton. So just a few of these in and around the salad. You know, you can sort of poke them in a little bit. Get carried away putting these in, you know. But I think just to finish it off, just take some of that lovely, amazing Roquefort cheese. That is my Roquefort salad with Roquefort dressing, chicory, walnuts, a few grapes, a bit of celery and a crouton. And it's absolutely delicious.